is going on, everybody? Welcome to Hella Simple, a brand spanking new podcast currently being live streamed on twitch.tv.com. It's episode 2. We're back. It's time. This time, you can guarantee that this will be re-uploaded to YouTube and iTunes, just in case you have a cross-country vacation you want to take or whatever, and you need a little bit of talking in your life, or if you're just going to work for the evening, you can download us on iTunes. I'm still going to make that, and we're going to upload it, and you guys can download it. You don't need Wi-Fi. No Wi-Fi necessary. But anyway, welcome. Welcome. Today we are being sponsored. We are lucky enough to have our sponsors. So thank you to Cascade for sponsoring us. My boy Fenaqua is going to be telling you the rest.
Yes. So Cascade is a Twitch stream community. It is dedicated to cooperation, learning, and positivity. It's a quick way to find quality content as a viewer. And for streamers, it is an easy group of like-minded peers. We have a base of operations on Discord, a dedicated Twitter, not to mention a constantly populated Twitch community page. If any of this sounds good to you, you can reach out to Cascade TV on Twitter. That's at Cascade TV. Any mod on the Discord server, or myself, or Creative Waste here on Twitch.
Yeah, boy. So let's get into today's episode, yeah, fam?
Let's do it.
All right. My name is HungrySquid. And
I am.
Yes,
Fenaqua.
there you go. You can speak. You're allowed.
Thank you, Master.
Yeah. Just next time, go off the script, all right? Or
okay.
we're gonna have to put you down, okay?
I'm sorry.
So, episode 2, Fen.
Episode 2 / apostrophe hashtag episode 1, depending on.
So I think I'm gonna keep it episode 2. I have silver linings. Okay?
Yeah.
So for everybody that didn't know, and I kind of want to go into this as well because I was a little bit curious. There is, when you make a brand new Twitch account, there is a box in the options that you have to click that says Save Past Broadcast, which I thought was already pre-clicked when I made the channel. That's why you're not seeing the video, though, is because it wasn't, and I wasn't able to pull it, and I wasn't able to upload it to different sites. But that being said, I'm a little bit curious, Fen. Why is that button not pre-clicked? Because I've never had a situation where I didn't want it up there. You know what I mean?
Well, so, I mean, there's basically the one big reason that I can think of. And not working for Twitch, I don't know the inner workings, but I would imagine that they would want to save the bandwidth and the space on their servers of saving a video that isn't going to be necessary. Like if someone is just starting out, and they're just, piddling around on Twitch, maybe they don't necessarily want that saved. So, default option would be to keep it off. And you could turn it on if that's something you want.
Didn't they just, make a feature where you can start uploading videos and everything? So
Exactly.
So I'm a little bit confused.
It's all the more limited. Yeah.
I don't like it, Fen. I don't like it one bit. I didn't see a situation where the streamer would not want the video to be uploaded. I could get it, maybe I said something controversial in the stream. I could go back later and delete it or so on and so forth. But I couldn't think of a situation where the streamer themselves didn't want it. But it makes sense. I get that. Okay, I get the fact
so
that
this is one of those times. This is one of those times where you get really up in arms about something that is such an easy fix.
It is. It is.
It's a default option that you can change in 2 seconds.
It's just I don't know, in my mind, it's like starting up a YouTube channel, uploading a YouTube video, and then later figuring out that you didn't actually upload the video because you didn't click the upload video box. You know what I mean? That's in my mind. I know this is a live streaming platform, but it didn't make sense that it didn't
Yeah. So what you have to remember is, so you are heavily coming from YouTube. You stream regularly now, but
YouTube.
Still, you're in that mindset of record videos, have them for all time. Twitch is more of a in the moment, you're live now, that's when it's happening. And yes, you can save it, and yes, you can upload videos, but that is not the focus.
Yeah.
Like those are like extras, and most of the content that is on Twitch is of games happening live in the moment. There's not a lot of content that is pre-prepared or meant to be watched later. That is meant to necessarily be watched in order. You know what I mean?
I guess
It exists. It's a thing that happens, but it's not the focus of the platform. So that would be one of the reasons that it would be set.
I feel you, fam. But so, like I was saying though, you have to look at the silver lining. You have to look at the good things, right? Because if we don't, then this will become another failed podcast that we have many in our repertoire here.
I wouldn't say many. We have a couple.
That's at least 3, Fen.
I mean, this one would be 3. A couple is 2.
Dweeb Desk.
Yeah,
Dweeb Desk was
one.
a failure. We had the Squid Cast, and then we had the V for V one that had 1 episode.
Did we have a V for V one? I don't think I was part of that.
Oh, maybe you weren't. Maybe you weren't.
So okay, I am the one. The third one.
I will take a majority of the blame here. Okay, I will. I realize that it takes a lot of motivation and dedication to start up, and not only start up, but to continue on these things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I realize that, and I'll take credit for it. I will. But anyway, let's put that to the side. Silver linings. Okay, I got 2 of them.
Let's get to it. 10 minutes later.
Yeah. So the first one, the first ever silver lining is this would not be a HungrySquid / Fenaqua live stream if there wasn't a fuck up in the first episode.
That's a good point.
Right? It's kind of like trademarked now.
Yeah.
Like people will come from all around the world and be like, did they fuck up the first episode? Oh, so HungrySquid and Fen was a part of it. You know,
all right. It's authentic.
Markiplier has his beautiful voice, you know. PewDiePie does his cringy stuff. We fuck up the first episode. We're just in the same.
And after that, we're golden.
We're golden. The second silver lining that I've came up with is we had 7 viewers on the first stream. Mm-hmm. That is a prestigious rank now, right?
Yeah.
Like
a unique experience. I was there for the first episode, man.
Exactly. So think about this. Later, 500 episodes in, right? Say we get to like 500 episodes. I don't know how that's physically possible, but say we get there.
It's a lot of years.
Yeah, a lot of years. And we got thousands and thousands and thousands of viewers. Big love in the chats and all and so forth, right? We got 7 freaking people that can be like, oh, you haven't seen the forgotten footage? Oh, you haven't seen the forgotten video? Oh, well, you know, I was there, so you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's epic. That's a prestigious rank that you can just hold for yourself.
Yeah, I like that.
I wish I wasn't doing this live stream. That way I could have been in that chat, and then 500 episodes later I could have that rank.
I think it's a little more prestigious to be doing the podcast, but I mean, I'm just splitting hairs here at this point.
So you're saying like 500 episodes, I'd be like, yeah, I was part of the first one? Or...
I mean, look, I don't
know if I would say that.
You're doing all these episodes, like you were obviously there, you're obviously doing it, so you have, you know, whatever kind of following. They're there for you, like, and me, but you too.
Mostly me, I get you.
I would say another silver lining there, you know, there's trivia right there. You know?
Trivia? Like,
how many episodes are there? Questions? How many episodes how many episodes are actually?
Episode 498 will be like, nah, just kidding, guys. There's only 497 episodes. Sucks to be you. That would be amazing. Oh, if we get newcomers that just don't know. Oh, that'd be beautiful.
That's a good idea. We could have just said that this was episode 37 and just played it off like we're a lot more prestigious than we are.
Oh man, it says a lot when no one shows up to your second stream, or your 37th stream rather. So,
good point. That's a good point.
No, that's fun. You know what I've been playing a lot. You know the answer to this. I'm playing it off like we haven't had this conversation before.
Oh, what game have you been playing?
Oh, well, I don't know if you even heard of it or anything. It's relatively new, but Worlds Adrift is a great.
I might have heard of that.
Yeah.
The joke there,
oh my god,
of course, is that I was the one who got you into that game.
Yeah, you did, and I am so grateful. At first, like when I saw the price tag on this game, and I looked at the.
Which is $25 US at the time that we were currently live streaming.
Yes, And looking at the trailer, I saw it and I was like, you know what, this looks like a sick game. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't underselling it. I was like, yeah, this looks like a good game, but it was in early access, and a majority of the games I encountered in early access haven't been like a great thing. Does that make sense? Like, it's always like, yeah, it's a decent game, but you know, when it comes out in full, alpha's the release, right? Or is it beta?
Alpha is like before beta, and then there's a beta, and then there's release.
Okay, so when a game comes out and says, this is what we're doing, you should play my pre-release. And when you play the pre-release and you have fun, you do all that, but then it gets boring, and then they come out with the release. And it's the same damn game, maybe with like a couple extra things in there. And by that time, you're just like, well, you know, like I was hoping for like an actual fix to the game. But this seems to, like, now that I have downloaded it, now that I bought it and put it up and started playing it like crazy, I love it. It's somebody came up to me and actually explained it perfectly. They said it's like No Man's Sky. Mm-hmm. And Sea of Thieves put together. Yeah. But what we thought they were going to be before they were released. So like everybody knows No Man's Sky was a complete failure. And
No Man's Sky was, I mean, just as someone who didn't follow it closely, like I thought it was something that it wasn't. Like from all the trailers, it made it like and going back, like I know that they've said that it wasn't multiplayer and like whatever, but like just watching all the trailers and like some of the and like all the reviews and stuff, it made it seem like it was, and that was what it was like. I never bought it, so I have no outrage, but just like, you know, the advertising was misleading, I feel.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't give it the time of day. I'll be honest with you too. I never tried it out. It came out in a big wave. Everybody's really excited about it, and then immediately after, people just started dissing on it, and it wasn't like one or two different opinions. It was a collective. Everybody was like, "This game is shit."
Yeah.
Not the game for me. And then alternately, yeah, sure. You had Sea of Thieves come out. There you go. Sea of Thieves came out, and it was a fun game. Very great graphics. But it was filled with stuff to do. At first, right? And it was just a fun game to play with friends. But then you start to play it more and more, and then realize that the missions are the same, everything is the same, and there's really no advancement in it. So like when I complete this quest, I don't really feel like I've done anything.
Right.
Or when
you were looking for the bells and the whistles.
Exactly.
And like the level up and like all that kind of stuff.
And we bought that in pre-release. So when it got released,
pre-ordered it at least.
At
least I did. I pre-ordered it like a day before it came out.
Didn't you and I play it in pre-release?
No.
Or was it me and Tricky? I don't remember who I played.
Maybe it was in the open beta. Oh, you know what? It was probably in the open beta.
Yeah, that's what.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what it was. And we played it, and I was expecting, because we saw buildings that had unopened doors, locked doors, and we saw all this potential for an extra game. You know what I mean? Like this is the pre-release, or this is the beta testing. You would think that they would hide stuff for the official release. No,
they did a little, but most of it was
like what?
It wasn't the Order of the Souls mission.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
like the hunting
so
ones.
They added one mission.
It was all about only the gold hoarders had their missions up, so it was only the digging for the dirt for the chests missions.
Yeah. Okay. No, you're right about that.
And I think
overall,
I think it was only in one of the zones. Like there were 3 zones. There's 4 now, I think, maybe. But there was only one of the zones in there.
Ugh. I don't know.
It was. I mean, it still is a really good game.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
I'm just waiting for an extra game to jump up on top of it. They've done a couple of updates, the hungering and everything. So now there's a new Kraken-esque monster. It's a big shark or whatever. It still hasn't motivated me to jump back into the game and try it.
Because for me, it's just about the time commitment. Like it takes a while to do a few different.
It's not like just jumping on, completing a quick mission, and then jumping off. You can't do that. And the whole Xbox-oriented thing with the launcher and everything doesn't necessarily help things out for PC players.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's wonky, but So back to Worlds Adrift though. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's literally got all of that. It's got the exploration. It's big on exploration. You're going to
yeah.
millions of different little islands trying to find tech so that you can get more knowledge, so you can build up your skill tree.
So you can unlock procedurally generated items.
Procedurally, yeah, for your ship. So like you can upgrade your ship extensively at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. The one thing that's bugging me now, though, is I still want more. Does that make sense? Like, it's fun. It's exploration based. That's really cool. But it seems like no matter which island I go to, it's the same island.
So we've been playing for what, like 15 hours maybe?
On Worlds Adrift, probably total, yeah. So not a lot.
And we've just gotten out of the first zone. So it's an MMO style game, not an RPG, but there's tons of people in a big open map, but their maps are broken up into zones separated by walls.
Mm-hmm.
And we've just gotten through the first level of wall into like the second zone possible. So I think we're going to see an increase in variety of islands. We're going to see an increase in I know we're going to see an increase in tech acquisition.
What about like generated mobs though? That's what I'm looking for. I want a difficulty when landing on a certain island.
Right, they're working on it. So there's some mobs that are still coming out confirmed. So this game just came out of alpha into beta. So it still has a bunch of features. It's not feature complete yet. There's a bunch of stuff that's still going to come into it. So there's currently 2 mobs that have their own behaviors. There's the mantas that fly around the islands. They will attack your ship if your engines are on. And then there's the bugs, the beetle things, and they will attack you if you cut down trees around them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little something there. And we're also going to start to see player combat coming more into play.
I'm actually really excited about that.
Right, same, because that's going to be a lot of the difficulty of it. It's not just fly up to an island and leave.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to worry about people, because people aren't just going to be exploring islands for the first time, trying to get their first ship going. They're going to be semi-experienced players with some cannons on their ship and some engines and like the capability of combat and interest in taking stuff from us to advance themselves further.
But do we have anything worth taking? Like, it's not like CFEs where they jump on our ship and then steal a chest or whatever.
Well, what they'll do is we're gonna start, like, we have 2 barrels on our chest right now, and they're full of they're full, but they're small, of some components,
materials and stuff. Yeah,
materials.
You're right.
And as we get a bigger ship, it will become a more valuable target.
Mm-hmm.
Our ship right now has no cannon on it. It's half paneled with like the lightest of wood. It's really obvious.
Just to get through the damn
just to
wall.
get through the storm wall, or the wind wall, I guess technically. But yeah, so it will become a more valuable target as our ship starts to, like, as we build up our ship, so that way we can do more. And that way we can protect ourselves better. We're going to need to protect ourselves better because people are going to want to take the stuff that we have on our ship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
And also, as soon as we can also try and do some sneaky ninja moves to steal our own stuff from other people.
One of the main things that I don't like about the fighting now is the fact that you can use that Atlas shard. For everybody that hasn't played, there's this ability where every ship is capable of creating this like EMP type field, but it affects your grappling hook. So if you're grappling hooked to the ship and they use this EMP field, it breaks your grappling hook.
Yeah, so I believe that's on a cooldown. So if you would do it in waves, you know what I mean?
It's still like, it's a sucky feature, because then you could just have that on like not spam ready, like you said. There's a cooldown, but like you could just have somebody sitting there like, okay, just tell me when they're on their ship. Or when they're on our ship, and then I'll just activate it. It just seems
that's
like
why you got to be careful, because otherwise all you're doing is you're getting above them and then jumping down and grappling on.
Yeah, this kind of makes it so you want to shoot them with a cannon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to soften them up, and you have to have some mobility there to kind of move yourself into position, and it can't just be putting yourself right over the ship and jump down and grapple on.
Yeah, because right now that's easy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
So it's just strategery. You just got to be a little strategical about it.
Strategery and strategical.
Yeah, those are the pro terms. You know what I mean? Like you don't. If somebody comes up to you and goes, "I got a strategy for," I couldn't even say the word right. A strategy for winning. A strategy. Yeah, no. If I have a strategy to win, like I don't want to hear from that guy. You know, way too serious. Like no, you got to think outside the box, and that's where strategery comes in. You know, it's a strategy, but like with a bit of like flair.
Urgery.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, no, it's definitely a fun game. The one thing that I feel like saves it for the most part, not saves it like it would be a crap game if it didn't have it, but it would definitely be arguable whether or not I play it again. Is definitely the grappling hook. It reminds me of I don't know what game it is. Thanks for the host, Fen. I appreciate it.
I just realized I wasn't doing that. It's fine.
It reminds me. Have you ever played? I think it was like PS2 Spider-Man. Was it PS2 or was it PS3? I don't remember what it was.
I think I know what you're talking about. I don't think I played it, but I know what you're talking about.
It was so fun. I caught myself just sitting there for hours swinging from building to building to building. That I find myself doing the same thing in Worlds of Drift. Just using that grappling hook to maneuver around the world is incredibly fun. Yeah,
so the way the game developers describe it is that it's I think something like it's an open world MMO, airship MMO, where you construct your own vessel and take to the skies and explore player created islands, yada yada yada, and also you have a grapple hook. And the way I describe it to people is that here's a game where you are in the sky on floating islands and you have a grapple hook. Also, you can build your own ship.
In addition,
there's ship mechanics, in there. But mostly there's the grapple hook, and that's where you'll spend 90% of your time.
Yeah.
It's
definitely fun. Definitely fun. One thing that I want to be instituted, and this will be the last thing we say, and then we can move on. The last thing I want to be instituted into this game, or the first thing rather, I would love to make bases. Like it's cool that you can make your own ship, but I want to make my own house.
Yeah, that'd be
very
cool.
Minecrafty feel, and eventually get to the point where we could open up like an SMP. You know what I mean? Like Fen lives on that island. I live on this island. It would be MMO, but you could get to the point where you have your own island, basically.
Right. Like I could. I don't think you would have that because it is like server based, like massive like amounts of people on at the same time. But I think there is room to have stuff like that, especially if it's instituted in a way where it's like
an arc.
Kind of like an arc where it's like a small base on an island, and it wouldn't just be like I can never go on that island now because this one guy has all this shit because he was on there for like 2 days. Like, you know what I mean? Like if it was a huge clan, maybe one thing, or it's like some kind of fleet or whatever they want.
I could see that having like clan areas where you can't even get on an island. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Like it would have to be instituted. I don't know what it would be like, but like
maybe just like a hut. Just give me a hut that I could put down. You know what I mean?
Like a small house with like certain build limits on it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, where you need a certain item to build there somehow. I don't know. I don't know what that would look like, but
I don't know. It'd be weird, and especially the people that just jump on and then jump off real quick. I bet you would have just random ones spread out throughout a world, and it would just get cluttered. I could see it. It's just I wish there was that functionality. I wish it was possible to do something like that. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a replacement game for like Minecraft or something. You know what I mean? But what else? What else you got? What else you got for me?
Well, speaking of Minecraft,
1.13
is coming up.
Yes, it is.
Update.
Yes, it is.
A lot of people in our friends group are pretty excited about that.
Yeah. This is I've been talking about this for a while. In fact, I quit Minecraft for a couple months before, and what made me want to come back was this update. I said it loud and clear. I said I will not come back to Minecraft until they revitalize the game and fix it. And not that it was broken, but it got boring after a while. An update where they take a pre-existing biome and intensify it by 7. There are 7 new biomes in the water update. In this ocean, there's 7 new biomes with different like coral and all that stuff. Is beautiful. I
So
feel
is
like
it-
it revitalizes it completely.
So that's it's because there's new things to explore, or what is it specifically that it's drawing you back?
So you have okay. So way back when, well, as a YouTuber, let's start here. As a YouTuber, you're stuck with making videos that are new, something that somebody hasn't seen before. But in the world of Minecraft, a game that's been out for 8 years now, roughly, I think so. It came out in 2010, right? I don't know
That sounds
about
right.
that. You have all these YouTubers, you have all these people posting videos about stuff that they make, stuff that they have done. Well, now that you're given brand new recipes, brand new everything, they're making a bark block, so you can make official looking trees now. Like, can you take a more simple concept? You're telling me I can make a tree? Oh, and then I can make it look like an actual tree? You know what I mean? That revitalizes the game entirely. We've gone 8 years and made like trees where you can see part of it is the inside of a log. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then they come back with all this in one update, and then this massive biome that used to be... I think oceans have always been the biggest biome in the game since like release,
I think
right?
that's fair to say.
And
There's
what until now, what have you done in an ocean? Nothing, because there's nothing to do in the ocean. There's absolutely zero. Now they're adding new mobs, new buildings, new dungeons, the coral reefs and everything like that. Icebergs. It opens up a
I'm pretty
whole new
excited
world.
about the icebergs.
Yeah, definitely.
And for like technical minded people, you have the fact that you can now craft packed ice and the new blue ice.
Yes, that's always been a problem. Is the fact that if you want packed ice, you have to go to a biome. But
And
now
it's
you can
limited,
make
so.
it's unlimited now. Now I could see people coming out with actual ice generators. Well, I guess the first one, the ones that already exist would probably work, but I could see somebody coming out with like an intensive one. You know what I mean? Like an automatic one. I don't think I've ever seen an automatic ice.
Oh, I could make one right now. It wouldn't. You could basically all you got to do is, I won't bore people with Minecraft technicalities, but it would be a cobblestone generator, but with ice generator first.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Automatically, right? How can you make it automatic? So like you don't have to go there with a pick.
Yeah, you stand there with a pick, tab out.
Oh, I guess, yeah. Okay, I didn't think about tabbing out. I was like, well, it's not automatic if you're just sitting there. But...
Yeah, same thing behind like a fish farm or something like that.
Okay.
It's possible. And it's new stuff, and you're gonna see all sorts of videos on it, but it's really cool, and yeah.
I already have ideas. Like, so now we're talking to, I don't know if we should release the group we're talking to, because I don't know if it's honestly that big of a deal. But we're part of this group who's starting their own server, and everybody in that chat is talking about ocean builds.
Mm-hmm.
Has there ever in the whole history of Minecraft, has there ever been a conversation where they're like everybody on the server wanted to build in the same biome? I can't think of one.
Okay, just like as an aside, I think I have to build in the desert now.
Yeah, that would be like, honestly, that would be the biggest joke. Server. That would be the biggest joke. It's just like, hey guys, aquatic update. I'm gonna build here in the middle of this desert, no water. Like I love it, dude. I love it so much. I don't know. I think it's a very ingenious progression to a game that's existed this long. And it's so simple. It's a simple concept. Fix a biome that's already existed to the point where it's a brand new game. It's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I would like to see. It'll be fun to see what spawns from this too, though. It's like we have the new hostile mob called the Drowned. It's basically an underwater zombie, but they don't have sharks or whales or anything like that. It'd be interesting to see if that comes into effect in the next couple of years. Like actual mobs that exist in the water. You got dolphins now, which is really cool. I never thought that would be a game.
Turtles.
Yeah. Or even
fish.
Even fish. That's insane to me. The fact that you could actually see the fish running around. Never in a million years did I think that was going to exist.
Yeah, I agree.
So now that they have that, it's very interesting. It's going to make so many like new builds possible, or old builds better now. Like, can
It's
you
gonna
think
make the
about how
ocean
many?
seem alive. Just that
Oh yeah,
those
for
little
sure.
touch of moving objects, moving things.
Oh yeah, when
around.
you're going through in a boat, there's nothing to look at. Gravel patches and sand patches. That's it. So,
Yep.
It'll be fun. They got this new beacon thing now too. I
Oh
actually
yeah,
I don't know.
I haven't looked at that
It's
at all.
what's it called?
Conduit.
Conduit. That's what it is. Yeah. It apparently it hurts mobs, and it gives you water breathing. So now builds that weren't possible. Like I think a long time ago I started this SMP called the Den, and I made this resort, and I thought it would be really sick if underneath the resort, because I was on a little island, and I was like, what if I made a cave in the bottom of the island, and that's the squids resort. Like all these squids would come in there, and that's where they would want to stay, and it'd have like hotel rooms and so on and so forth. Like I just throw squids in there, but you know how hard that is with no water breathing at the time, and you had to just pop a potion every single time. And then not only that, but like you go down there and there's blocks that you just can't place, like fence posts that makes a water or an air pocket, and then it kills squid. You know what I mean? Now you could fill up that air pocket, and you could actually make. I wouldn't be surprised seeing somebody live in an underwater dome that is immersed in water. Or you know, it'd be really sick. A water dome on the surface. So you open up the door and you walk in, and everything's just submerged. It'd be like the opposite. It'd be like
That's really funny.
It'd be like Sandy from SpongeBob.
Yeah,
but it'd be SpongeBob's going to go visit.
Just thinking that. That's exactly what that would be.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. Oh, I hope somebody does that. That'd be sick.
There's my idea.
There you go. Just do it in the desert. Yeah.
In the desert. All right, perfect. I like it.
That would be
you think
so
I won't,
funny.
but that's exactly what I'm doing now. Because I was like, what am I doing?
Please do it. Please do it. I would love to see that.
Cool.
I will come visit all the freaking time. Oh my goodness, that'd be hilarious. But no, it definitely revitalizes the game for sure.
Agreed.
For sure. So I do want to take this time once again to thank Cascade for sponsoring us. Cascade, if you weren't here at the beginning of the podcast, is an amazing group of live streamers alike who love to play games and entertain people while doing so. Great group, humble, loving people. Every time I have a question for them, mostly there's one or two.
Mostly humble.
Yeah. I'm the best, but everybody else, But every time I've had a question, and I asked it, you have at least like 10 people coming in to your to help you out and give you their take on what to do. Like I had a question about how live streaming went a way long time ago, and they came up and they answered, and it was successful. And I can't tell you a better group of live streamers that I like to hang out with, I guess. Other than that, if you're not a live streamer, but you have a lot of free time on your hands, they are amazing streamers. There's people on this group that I never seen before, but now that I'm part of Cascade, I'll click on their link and whatnot, and I'm like, how are you that low? Like, have you seen Glenn PM?
Yep.
My God. This guy started a stream the other day, and I've never been so happy to watch a stream. He was rambling and rambling and rambling. It was a lot of talking, but it was the best 10 minutes of talking I've ever seen in a live stream.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, I you could say that almost to the entirety of the group. Like I could list several people like Morikun, Visual Pine, Creative Waste, like
HungrySquid.
No, not that one. I said almost.
Damn.
Yeah, no. It's just every single one is so entertaining and so friendly, and not just because I am a streamer or because I am in the group or I mod the group or whatever you want to say. Like it's just to everybody, they're that way, and it's fantastic. They're all fantastic streamers. They put on a great show.
Yeah.
Speaking of the fact that of Cascade and streamers, a lot of our friends, a lot of people who watch us are streamers. I am always curious about how people schedule their time, like how they balance their life.
Oh,
And
that's
I
a
think
rough
I
one.
want to get your take on this. I haven't talked about I haven't talked to you about this too much, like off camera either. So it's not like I'm like,
Yeah.
but
Um,
like you have a kid, you're married, you go to school. How do you decide when you want to go live? Like how do you figure it out?
so that's really rough for me specifically. Danny, I want to know what you think too. Danny's in the comments. I want to know what he thinks as well because he
Mhm.
live streams a lot.
Yes.
A lot of Sea of Thieves. For me, coming up with the schedule really helped because basically I'm allotted so much time to play games, and a majority of that time is before the baby wakes up. So I get about like 2 to 3 hours live streaming time before the baby wakes up. So it's very difficult now though because before baby came, it was all the time I'm in here playing games, I'm recording, I'm live streaming, doing my thing. And then baby comes, and then you have to strict move it down to a certain period of time.
Mm.
So it makes it difficult. A lot of the times I end up not doing things because she like I'll plan. I'll be like, okay, well I have an episode of Diamond Society that I want to put up tomorrow, so I'll go ahead and jump on during her nap, and I'll play and record and do that. Then she ends up taking like a 15-minute nap, and it kind of
Right.
screws me over. So trying to struggle, and it's not just the baby, like when the wife comes home, I like to jump off the game and I like to hang out with my wife. I want to spend time with my family. It's not just her.
It's not drudgery. I've got to spend time with my family.
Exactly. So
Right.
it's definitely difficult. Sometimes it seems like it's not worth live streaming, it's not worth recording, but that's what I like to do, so I always come back to it.
So
That's difficult.
do you yeah, so for me, I just got married
Yeah.
almost 2 months ago now. And I've been living with my wife, who is now my wife, wasn't my wife, so that's how time works, for a year and a half. And that's been something that I've struggled with because I work full time.
Yeah,
40 hours a week.
that's one thing that I do not like. I'm not jealous about it's because I couldn't imagine with all that having a job on top of it.
Well, you go to school, so it's similar. It's a similar
but for
vibe,
like 2 hours once a week, Finn.
Really? I thought you went longer. What the hell?
Well, so if I go in person, I have like a 3-hour class, but they don't like staying for the full amount of time. And then if I have an online class, which I have to take 2 classes a semester, and so if I take an online class, basically I just do it whenever I get the chance. It's like homework and stuff. And so like it's honestly it's not that big of a deal. It really doesn't take up a lot of time.
All right. Well, yeah. So for me, I work full time, and my wife does not work full time. She goes to school. She goes to school full time. So there's that. But that's a trouble for me because like our situation, we just we don't live around people. Like we moved out here so she could go to school. So like we don't have a lot of outside contacts. So like when we're both off, like there's really nothing else for us to do but hang out, or like I've got my live streaming. But if she's off school, that's really hard, and it's something that I've found difficult. It's why I don't stream a lot when she's especially during the summer or the winter when she's off school, or if she's in light periods. Because that's something I struggle with is saying, like, even if like she's like all about it, like if she because she is really supportive. She doesn't always understand because she's not a gamer.
Yeah.
But she's very supportive. So even if she's saying like, oh yeah, go do your thing, like I'll be here, whatever. I've got X, Y, or Z to do. I still find it difficult to be like, all right, well, I could do that, but I also just kind of want to hang out.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen you for like a day, like 2 days, because like I've been working and whatever. So it's just something that I find I try and pull from people. Like, do you talk to them, like your partner, if you have a partner, or do you just schedule it around school? Do you have a specific time that you go for?
Well, I definitely recommend talking to your significant other.
I don't talk to my wife ever.
Ever? That's probably a good thing too. Like it's either you talk to them or you just completely cut them off and you just don't talk to them anymore.
Yeah,
You know what
exactly.
I mean? Like,
exactly.
yeah, you have to have a full conversation or just dead silence.
So yeah, Danny Dino Gamer is saying in chat, my stream schedule is like 5 days a week, 8 or 9 p.m. to 12 to 1 a.m. because that's the time when things quiet down here, and that's when I'm on. When you go back to uni in September, that's when I would have to change my schedule.
Yeah, definitely. So it looks like late at night,
Right.
night, like whenever the day, has kind of come to a close, he's able to jump on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I've had success in morning streams. Just that's when people seem to be most about coming and hanging out with me.
Well, that's the biggest thing too. Trying to find the time, trying to find the time that other people would be interested in. Like so, I do it at 7 a.m. in the morning to about 9 a.m., which is
Hawaiian time.
Yeah, which is Hawaiian time, which is roughly I think it equates to 12 to 2. 12
It's like
p.m.
one.
to 2.
It's like 1 for East Coast U.S.
Yeah. So about 1 o'clock for East Coast. And I feel like that isn't the best time because people are just getting out of work. You know what I mean? They have to have that whole or just going to work, and they have to have that whole transition phase. Like when they get home, they're like, okay, I'm gonna get home. I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna relax for a bit. I'm not really gonna get on the computer. I'm not really gonna go to live streams or so on and so forth. There's that brief moment in the middle where nothing is happening, and I feel like that's when I live stream, and that it sucks. It sucks. Theoretically, I would love to live stream right after dinner for a majority of people. So like I'd probably do it around 7 your time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which would be what? So it'd be 1 p.m. my time, but that's physically impossible.
Right.
Physically impossible. Unless I want to just sit here and be playing games with one hand and the baby screaming in the other. I don't think that's gonna work out.
Baby cam, man.
Yeah, baby cam, dude.
That's how you're gonna make it. Your baby cam.
I want it. I didn't want to like come on here and pander, or not pander, but like a beg or anything. But I'm doing this donation deal where I'm trying to reach $500, and I know that it's an extensive number that I don't expect to reach, but I'm hoping that I get close enough where I'm like, okay, well I can pitch in the rest. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I want to get a camera. And I want to do a brand new series with my daughter. I want to cook with her and everything. And I already have the layout in my head. I want to do everything from...
With your daughter or your wife?
With my daughter.
Okay.
So I want to do literally everything from sitting down, saying, this is what I want. This is what we're going to eat for the next week, or so on and so forth. Obviously, I'd only cook one of those meals, but... and then go to the store and have a list and everything, and then just cook with my daughter. And the whole thing that I want to get through, I hope goes through the channel, is not just me cooking with my daughter. I want other people to be able to realize that having a kid doesn't like end it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
if I have a kid, I can't go do these things. X, Y, and Z.
That's like oddly positive. Are you feeling okay?
Not good, actually. Came down with
making me a little
nauseous,
to be honest. No, that's really cool, and I think I'm really interested in the idea of cooking streams in general. So like something like that would be really cool to see, and something I would make sure that I could tune in for, like just for me.
Definitely.
But like,
well, yeah, no, it'd be sick.
That's a fancy camera though, 500.
Well, so. That's the one that I found. You know me, I'm not tech oriented or anything like that. That's so I Googled good camera in the Google search bar, and that one came up. But I did go to like Walmart and everything, and I know that's not like a fancy camera store that you would go to, but I went there and I was looking through their wares and stuff, and zooming through the cameras and everything, and I found one that was. It's on the expensive end. I don't need that camera, but there's a lot of things that come with the camera that I didn't want to institute into the price. But like the mic, I hate the echo that every camera puts off, especially in like a kitchen where there's not a lot of sound dampening things around. So the echo bounces off. So I wanted to invest in a mic as well as like a tripod so that I could have different angles. So it's very expensive. But what I would hate more than anything is starting off a brand new series like that, and it's very well done. I would like to think that I'm a decent editor, so I edit it
Yeah,
very well.
I absolutely agree. Like I'm gonna stop you right there and just say you are absolutely a great editor.
Well,
And
thank
like if anyone is watching this, like, and you haven't seen his editing work, it's fantastic. Just
well, I
like
appreciate it, fam.
I can't stand complimenting him, but it's that good.
So apparently, this sickness is contagious, and it jumped on over through the interwebs. Uh, no, I appreciate it though, but I don't know. I mean, it's really fun. It's fun to think of, like having these ideas in my head.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, a cooking stream is something that I'm interested in. Just my current place is like, it's the absolute worst place you can imagine for it. Like,
I don't know, man. I can imagine it pretty bad.
well, like
my
the only
kitchen's a bucket. That's what I got.
It's not a hot plate like in the middle of my like bathroom dining room. It's not like that kind of place. But like, it's as bad as you can imagine a dedicated kitchen being for trying to stream something in it. You know what I mean?
I can see you putting up a camera and then you step back like a half a step and you're like, okay, I think that's good. And you can only see like the left side of your face. You're like, this is gonna be a good stream, yeah.
Well, all right. So let's change gears a little.
Okay.
We have a question from Danny. What got both you into YouTube, and then what got you into doing Twitch?
Ooh. So YouTube, I got into because honestly, this is when Minecraft first started coming out and everything, and I was watching all those big old YouTubers and everything, and I was doing at the time I was doing something different than everybody else. Everybody else was doing either creative, building these massive builds, or they were doing survival and building bare necessities, hidey holes, and so on and so forth. I thought it would be cool if I started the YouTube channel and did massive builds in survival.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what pushed me into YouTube, and then later I realized I actually like doing this. So then I started doing more and more and more. Mm-hmm. What pushed me into Twitch is it's fun. It's fun. I like being able to sit down and talk to people. I think that's where people's conversations are the best of them, I guess. When the cameras are off and you're just sitting there talking to each other, I think that's when the funniest conversations happen. That's when the most human comes out of you. You know what I mean? And so when you're a low streamer and you don't have people to stream with a majority of the time, it's fun to jump into it and then talk to the chat and talk to people. And that's what kind of gets my creative juices flowing. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a similar story. I got into YouTube a little.
You can't just copy.
All right, I'll change some words around just so it doesn't show up on the cheat catchers. No, I mean I got into it a little bit later, especially. I mean, I started in Minecraft too, so it was after release. I think like 1.5 or 1.3. I don't know, something later. But I'd watch a bunch of people do YouTube videos, and they were playing games that I played, and like I just remember thinking back to high school, like the video editing classes and how much I enjoyed that, and like looking into like how hard it was to start. Like not super, you need a recording program, and that's good enough to start. Like, and so I was like, all right, well, I can give it a shot. And I enjoyed it. I did. I enjoyed playing games. I met a whole bunch of really cool peers. And just this community developed around me, and I joined other communities, and I kind of decided that was the thing that I liked the most. So I did YouTube for I guess 6 years now at this point, or it would have been 5 years by the time I stopped last year. I'd done Twitch a little bit. I'd done some streaming. I'd kind of messed around on both platforms, and it was basically all the best parts of YouTube videos. At least for me, you have a community, you have people to talk to. You can do it in a similar style that I was doing my YouTube videos in, and get a more off the cuff and like just genuine kind of reaction from people. I guess it's the best way to say it. Like, it was just easier to schedule. You know, there wasn't an extra editing step. You just kind of are on, you're hanging with people and just developing a community that way. And then when YouTube was getting crazy last year, I was just kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna call it quits here, and I'm gonna move over to Twitch. And there you go.
Yeah. And I haven't seen it get much better, this YouTube thing.
No.
Not necessarily going the wrong direction, but not moving in the right one either.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I remember
it's no platform is your friend, but at the same time, I feel like Twitch is a better place for me.
Yeah.
You know, personally, I'm not one of the people out there evangelizing, like going, YouTube is the devil and you should get off it and come to Twitch. You know, because YouTube is YouTube still. There's really nothing else for certain styles.
What?
It's still the best place for certain things. But
what do you think about them switching up the sub button or the sub stuff? So I don't know if you've heard anything about it, but it looks like they're trying to switch up your subscriptions page, throwing in random channels that you haven't subscribed to kind of promote them. Yeah.
It seems foolish to me.
It does, and everybody was getting pissed. They were like, "This is the one page that you haven't messed with. This is the one page that we can call our own. Why would you do that?"
Well, they already took out the custom. Did they add the custom? You could take your subscribed channels and make lists of like which ones. So like, if you had channels for like, you know, I don't know, woodworking, for example, and you didn't want them messed up all up in your Let's Play channels.
You could link them up like favorites and whatnot, so it shows you more of what you like rather than.
Yeah, so a lot of people used to do it like around us, like our peers of ours would have had like, you know, a V for V channel like for themselves, like, you know, where any new V for V videos would come up here, and you know, any of their other videos would come up regular subscription page. And they took it away. And I know Kinema, for example, was very, very upset about it.
What?
So I don't know.
Them taking it away or them instituting it?
Taking it away. So I don't know if they. I don't know if they put it back.
I was gonna say, like, I could see both sides of the fence on this one, but I could see it as a YouTuber. I can see that being a good thing. I want people to subscribe to me. So I don't want them to be like, oh, is this guy just going to pop up in my feed? You know what I mean? So, like, if they had that option, it'd be like, oh, I'll just subscribe to him. It's not that big of a deal. It takes 2 seconds, whatever, blah, right?
Right.
But now it's kind of like I have to debate. I have to have this moral fight in my brain. Every time I see a new person on YouTube, I have to think, do I want them to be, like, mixed up with everything? You know?
Yeah, because at a certain point, you have so many subscriptions that you want to see the videos, and it's just really hard to like filter through everything. And you can turn notifications on all you want, but it's the same problem where, you know, you get a YouTube notification and you're just like swiping it away.
Yeah.
Hold it down. Okay.
Sorry, I muted myself for that. A lot going on in this household right now. So what are you gonna do? Anyway, I think it's probably a good time to call this quits. I know we were planning on going for an hour and 30, but
I think an hour is good.
Okay, fine, dude. Whatever, man. I just wanted to, take the next step. I wanted to go the extra mile, give you an extra great stream. But Fen just wants to say no and screw you guys. Yeah. Bye, viewers.
Screw you guys.
To be you.
Exactly. Cal's here. Absolutely not. We got to end it.
Yeah. Okay. Now this is where it all starts to go downhill. Okay. But yeah. So. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. This one has been double recorded just in case. That way this one for sure will go up on YouTube and iTunes. Still working out the iTunes stuff, so that you might be prolonged on episode 2 on iTunes, but it'll definitely go up on our YouTube channel. There's a panel below. You click that bad boy. Subscribe. Even if you don't want us muddling up your your subscriptions or whatever.
Do it anyway. We'll only have a couple videos in there. It's fine.
One a week, you can't be mad at one a week, right?
Yeah.
Or I don't know, whatever, whenever we decide to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll probably be delayed.
Yes. But we got a Twitter down there as well. So if you wanna check that out, that's when Hella Simple will be letting you guys know when we're gonna be going live and everything like that. Yep. We don't have a specific schedule yet, but you guys will be the first to know via Twitter. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Fen. Thank you for stopping by. Everybody in the chat, thank you for coming to the live showing I hope to see you repeat offenders in the YouTubes. Could you imagine
it's a
them,
prestigious...
them watching the whole damn stream and then going to watching the whole damn stream via YouTube? I don't know. Do it anyway.
That would be dedicated,
That'd
and
be...
props for that, I guess.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I don't think I'm that interesting.
Well, definitely not.
I'm pretty interesting, but I don't think I'm that interesting.
Definitely not you. All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and peace out.
Peace.